Warning, the following contains spoilers for Persona 5. If you haven't beaten the game yet, leave and do so, like, right now. Don't say I didn't warn ya.
It's not a game, I'm not a robot, and I challenge you. I'm not a phantom, I'm in your face, and I'm here to see it through. Right before your eyes, words just multiply. Got to memorize.
The Persona series, a video game series made by some company called Atlas that I knew nothing about, until I played Persona 5. Although P5 was the first game in the franchise that I had played, I had been vaguely aware of its existence for a while now. Several years ago, I first found out about Persona when I watched my stepsister play Persona 3. At the time, I didn't really think much of it, but declared that it looked stupid and edgy. I was like 14 at the time, please don't hate me. In any case, fast forwarding a bit, I finally decided to play Persona 5 after listening to Life Will Change for the millionth time, and holy hell, that was one of the best $60 I ever did spend. The story. Damn dude, this is the first game that genuinely felt like it deserved a mature rating. And I'm not talking about games that has a lot of blood or like, you know, boobs. This game has a lot of adult themes in it. For example, within the first story arc of the game, the main character is accused of assault after trying to stop a rapist, your parents disown you and send you to live with a coffee man because you're a convicted criminal, this girl tries to commit suicide, this guy's sexually and physically abusing his students, and this dude's dad was a drunk and beat him and his mom. Like, holy shit.
Whoa, this is heavy.
And I don't mean to make light out of all of this, but I'm not gonna lie. Finally getting to take down Kamoshida after all the shit he's done is probably one of the most satisfying moments in the game. It was so fucking satisfying! And then towards the end of the game when the final heart you steal is the motherfucking sex offender that gave you your criminal record in the first place, ugh, such a perfect final boss. No, just kidding, he's not the real final boss. No, your final opponent is literally God himself. On some Gurren Lagann type shit, God just rolls up at the end of the game like,
You continue to struggle even knowing what you know?
Of course we do! The tomorrow we're trying to grab for ourselves is not the tomorrow that you've set out for us! Be gone.
The music. Months before ever playing this game, I had already been listening to the soundtrack every chance I got. The music in this game is just too good. Alright, check it. Here's the battle theme.
Seems like it ripped up out of nowhere. All around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming.
Fucking incredible. Boss theme.
Indecision. A river in a dry land. The last is in a lost head.
Hell yeah. Chill dude walking around theme.
Where have you been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign.
That shit is my jam! Not only is the soundtrack amazing, but the context of when certain songs play is just impeccable. Like how when you traverse deeper and deeper into a palace, the theme for that area evolves over time. However, my personal favorite example is at the beginning of the game when you hear Life Will Change for the first time. You have no idea what the hell's going on, but escaping the casino with that music in the background just sets an incredibly badass tone for what is essentially a tutorial. And then later on in the game, whenever you're on the last day of a palace, you get an instrumental version of that song. And you're like, alright, that's pretty cool, you know, you use a remix of the tutorial song, I dig it. And then you get to the final day of Sai's palace, and it really sinks in. The story finally comes full circle and you get to find out who the traitor is. Which, by the way, if you didn't realize the traitor was Akechi well before the time of the reveal, are you like, alright in the head? You already know someone on your team betrays you from the beginning of the game. Akechi is the only Phantom Thief who basically wears all white instead of black. He hates you guys until he does a sudden 180 when it becomes beneficial to him. Oh, and don't forget,
The fucking pancake scene!
I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
the gameplay and design. Let me get this off my chest. The only turn-based RPG I've ever been able to tolerate was Pokemon. That is until I played Persona 5. Everything about the battles in this game are just so badass. The combat is fun, strategic, and rewarding, and the stealth gameplay makes you want to buy a leather jacket and fucking infiltrate like Trump Tower or some shit. Man, and the battle UI is so goddamn cool! And functional. It never occurred to me that using more than 2 buttons and a D-pad to scroll through attack menus would work so well. Not to mention the fucking visual polish on this game is insane! This game may not be the most graphically impressive, but I think it has the best art direction out of anything I've ever played. Though I feel kinda bad for you if red's not your favorite color, cause check it. All the Phantom Thieves have some form of red on their costume, except for Morgana for some reason. Red is all over the menus and UI, and it's on the show uniforms. Color red is extremely important to Persona 5, as it represents love, seduction, violence, danger, and of course, rebellion. If that isn't Scream P5 story in a nutshell, I don't know what would. The entire design direction is actually a callback to punk rock culture, which is fitting with the overarching theme of rebellion and youth and fighting against the man. You can also see this in the DIY cutout design of the entire user interface. Also, the method of persona access, ripping off the mask, is representative of ridding themselves of both the expectation and stigmas placed upon them, you know, the whole I don't give a shit about society thinks of me anymore vibe, which we can see further progress in how the stories develop personally after awakening to their personas. Cool shit that doesn't fit into any specific categories. Alright, at this point I'm just gonna calmly discuss some moments in the game that I thought were pretty cool. Remember how cool Ryuji's awakening was? Like, he was like, yo, I'm ready. And then that escape scene after they stole Kamoshida's treasure, and you're thinking to yourself, man, how could they do a better escape scene after that? Well, guess what? They did it twice! The pyramid escape scene was badass as all hell, with the Phantom Thieves just booking it down the pyramid, and then they jumped to the car and shit. And the badassery was kicking it up even higher when they escaped Shooter's cruise ship, and Ryuji got all serious and shit and stole the goddamn show. That might be my favorite scene in the game. And oh my god, when fucking Yaldabaoth showed up and everybody's just staring at him in fear, I deadass got goosebumps. And dear god, no! This is one of the few games that brought me so close to tears at the end. But I'll have you know, I didn't cry, nor have I ever cried at the end of a video game. Undertale DDLC in this game brought me real damn close though. This is gonna sound cheesy and shit, but like, I feel like I came out of Persona 5 a stronger person. The story was incredibly relatable at times for me, especially with Ryuji and Makoto. When I had to go around to the end of the game and say my goodbyes, once I got to Ryuji, god damn it man, why are you making me feel things? I don't know, I just feel like I learned something important about life from all this, and honestly, that's why Persona 5 is fucking awesome.
If you want to change the world, all you have to do is just look at it differently, am I right?